Beers here? Beers here?
Beers here.
That was close.
That was very close.
So today on the 12th beer of Christmas, I guess we have a nuclear winner. Oh wait,
A nuclear winner?
we do have a nuclear winner.
What? Nuclear Winter Manhattan Project.
From Manhattan Project.
Very nice.
Nuclear winner, it is an Imperial stout coming in at 10.5%. As they have claimed in previous videos, this is a tank and I love it, and we're going to crack right into it. But before we crack it open, if you have any question about what Manhattan Project is as far as a brewery located in Dallas, you will find it in the flag somewhere above, because I'm still trying to figure out where it's located when I do a Zoom call. So yay me. Anyway,
Also, this beer is aged in Cabernet barrels, and
there have been reports of
it
that,
is
yeah.
often compared to be it's said to be the silk pajamas of beer.
Mm.
Do you mean the cat's pajamas?
The silk pajamas of beer.
Well, I guess we'll find that out.
Guess we will find out. Let's
They're
crack
saying
this
it's
open.
smooth.
Now, I don't know if you all remember this glass.
Oh,
That's what I'll be using this evening.
This glass is too small for this beer. Interesting. Look at that gorgeous head.
very beautiful.
Beautiful.
Josh, that's a little too much head.
No, there's never enough head.
That's too much head. You got a good like 45% head there.
I'd say 35.
Take about 10% off there, bud.
I'm trying to, but I'll wait.
I'd say take more like 20% off there, but
Okay, you heard him. Take 20% off.
well, Jim, since we know how to pour a beer, you want to go ahead and start it?
And at that moment, I was disappointed in my choice to purchase this beer for them.
To be
I was disappointed in his choice to purchase this beer because he doesn't know how to pour it.
Listen,
You definitely get some like grape notes from them using the Cabernet barrels.
Mm.
I get some desire to brawl notes, but aside from that, very rich. And
I feel an
delicious.
ass whoop coming on.
Yeah, no, this is
Yeah. It almost has a sweetness to the smell.
it's really sweet. It's a surprisingly sweet
Mhm.
smell.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm smelling. Cherries,
So
like you said, some grape,
it
maybe
has
some
this, like,
prunes.
It has this very nice balance between like stout and like a wine.
Floral.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's that wine-esque aroma.
Yeah.
All right, say we go in for the taste.
Yeah, let's taste it.
Let's
Cheers,
go.
gentlemen.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That is rich.
Wow.
It is rich. It is
Wow.
boozy.
That is. So
Huh.
we reviewed one earlier that was a 10%.
Excuse me. Sorry, Deadpool's dancing in my living room, apparently.
Oh, that's okay.
Are you okay?
No, it's not okay. No, I have questions about that. But before I ask the questions, we're going to go
Several.
back to the beer.
So
I
this
think
has
it's
some like beautifully like jammy characteristics. Like it,
almost like a preservative.
yeah, like it tastes like jam in like a good way.
It's
You know, it's
it's
not
a
like
it's
not
dense.
like it's thick. It's like it's nice and fluffy, but it has like those characteristics of like a jam, like from that wine process there. That
from the aging, from the barrels.
Man,
it's a very heavy beer.
It's very boozy.
One thing with barrel aged beers that you normally notice is that like a lot of times that you open it up and they're a little aggressive on the front end, and you don't get that from this one.
It's light on the front end.
Yeah, it's light on the front end. It's like light and fluffy,
and the finish.
You think it's aggressive?
To me, it's not. Aggressive isn't the right word. It's dense. It's heavy.
It's boozy.
It's not quite boozy to me though.
I don't taste the booziness either. It's just
the
booziness is really covered up by that sweetness. It's covered up by the sweetness, and it has some like chocolate notes to it, and it's just like it's very well balanced, and it just has like this nice kind of like liftiness to it. I don't know, that sounds weird, but that's.
Are you talking about just on the front and the aroma? Or are you talking about
like overall? I'm not really getting a whole lot of like denseness from it. It tastes pretty like light.
I feel like we all somehow got different beers. He's getting boozy. You and I are getting boozy, but I'm getting dense. You're getting light. I don't know how you're getting light from this. This is an aggressive.
I get the like Cabernet, bitterness light back in the back of my jaw.
I mean, light comparatively, like with other beers of this percentage and this stature, this is light compared to other beers.
Well, like we reviewed 903 a couple days ago. It was not nearly this dense. It didn't have nearly this weight to it.
Yeah.
And that was only 0.5% difference.
But this is also an Imperial stout.
The name makes no difference to me at this point. We reviewed beers that claim they're one thing when they're clearly another. I mean, absolutely. If you want to get into the technicalities, Deep Ellum has something called a Dallas Blonde, but it's actually technically a lot. I'm not going to go down that path. Sorry. But I mean,
yeah, all I'm saying is it's, to me, this just tastes like, for being almost 11% and for being an Imperial stout, it just does not have that like heaviness you would expect from it. Well, I would expect it to be a lot heavier than this and more boozy.
We can
like, tasting.
Let's go into ratings. I'm curious to see.
Okay, Miller.
I'm gonna give this a 4. So the reasoning being, this is such an aggressive beer. So Manhattan Project is in my top 3 favorite breweries. I love them. They have a lot of great beers. Nuclear Winter is a good one, but it's so dense to me. Like, this is an aggressively dense beer, and I get that it's an Imperial stout, and I do sort of get that sort of wine-like mouthfeel in the finish. I think it's appropriately named. I think it's really good. It's just, I don't know, something about it seems off, and I can't quite get that exact little tinge that's poking at me, but I'm going with a 4 on this one. What do you think?
So I enjoyed it. To me, it is on the boozy side. It doesn't present up front that booziness, but on the back end, I definitely get it. I get back here on the back end, I really get that like Cabernet bitterness in the back end of my jaw as it finishes out. So it definitely can taste. I mean, because we've had a couple Imperial stouts. I don't think we've had any on the channel. We've had Imperial stouts at whiskey barrels, and they're usually much denser throughout and definitely more boozy than I feel like this one was.
But those are VBAs.
True.
Okay, so one question. So from the denseness, is it really a denseness, or is it the kind of like dryness from the wine that's getting like interpreted?
So dryness is what I'm going, is what I was looking for, is because I feel it like the back of my jaw kind of tighten up at the end.
I like
kind of that dryness.
That's a really good point that you made, Justin. And I think that I've been misspeaking in the density in that it clears out with a dry, an aggressively dry finish. And I think that's a really good point that you made. It's not dense, it's an aggressively dry finish, as you would expect with a Cabernet, which is what it was aged in.
Which I know you don't drink a lot of wines, so I know that's not.
It gives me too much of a headache. I can't do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I just know that that's not something that you're like very well versed in with drinking wines and those mouthfeels and everything. So I was thinking, and I was like,
great point.
Maybe it's that. Maybe it's that. Like, yeah.
I think that's absolutely what it is. That dryness from the Cabernet barrels at the end that are kind of giving it that different mouthfeel and kind of that seizing up of the back end of the jaw that I'm getting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm still going to give it a 4. It was still a really good beer. I still really enjoyed it. It's definitely different than some of the other Imperial stouts that we've had between the three of us. Because usually most of the Imperial stouts the three of us have been your bourbon barrel aged or rum barrel aged. I personally have not had a Cabernet aged beer.
Yeah.
But I think the only other one that I've had was Dogfish Head, and it was phenomenal.
Did we do that one on the channel?
We have not. I haven't been able to find it.
We did the
years.
Sunday.
I haven't been able to find it.
Sunday Feels. Yeah, that's what it was. That's the Dogfish.
That was like champagne, like a
different.
So back to this beer. My rating. Yep. I really like this. Like I said, it's a lot lighter than I expected it to be. It has very nice flavor. It's well rounded. It has all those characteristics from the Cabernet and the stout kind of like mixed together and blended like very, very nicely. I think they did a great job with what they were going for here. And I'm not going to say that it's, at a 5 level, but I do want to give it a 4.5. Because man, this is good. This is
it's good stuff. It's delicious. I think it could have been advertised better as the Cabernet barrel, because I mean, I know you did some digging on it to figure out that that's what it was. Here it just says Imperial Stout, like on the labeling. If it had said that it was aged in a wine barrel, then I would have expected more of that dryness, or as we felt it to be density. But I mean, dude, regardless, awesome brewery. Oh, yeah. This is a really good beer. Certainly a sipper. This is not one that you down 10.5%. You need to take it easy on these. And if you want, oh my God, when we do an in-brewery filming there, best fries I've ever had. The weirdest thing, best French fries in the world. Anyway, we will review that when we get there for food and beer. But for this beer, we had a 4, and a 4.5. Aside from that, guys, we hope you have a fantastic Christmas Eve.
Absolutely.
And on that note,
beers out.
Beers out.